77 bikers stormed hospital to protect a woman from her stepfather. What they did surprised everyone. The rain hammered against the asphalt, a relentless rhythm that matched the pounding in Caleb Ridge Lawson's heart. As a veteran who had seen the worst of war in the dusty hills of Afghanistan, Ridge thought he had left his demons behind. But when his phone rang at 3 a.m., shattering the silence of his quiet cabin, he realized some battles follow you home. On the other end of the line was a trembling nurse from St. Mary's Hospital. "Mr. Lawson," she whispered, "it's Emily. She's 16. She's here with severe injuries. Her stepfather says it was an accident, but something isn't right." Emily Carter, the daughter of Sergeant Mike Carter, Ridge's brother-in-arms who had given his life saving Ridge's unit 3 years ago. Before Mike took his last breath in a makeshift tent under a foreign sky, he had grabbed Ridge's hand with blood-stained fingers. "Take care of my little girl, Ridge. Promise me she'll never be alone." Ridge had made that promise, and today that promise was being tested by a man named Harold Briggs. Briggs was not just Emily's stepfather, he was a local deputy, a man who wore a badge and used it as a shield for his cruelty. The hospital staff was terrified to challenge him, fearing retaliation, leaving Emily vulnerable to being discharged back into the lion's den. Ridge didn't hesitate. He didn't call the police, he called his brothers. Within an hour, the parking lot of the Iron Sentinels Motorcycle Club headquarters was alive with the roar of engines. 77 riders, men and women who understood loyalty, sacrifice, and the sacred weight of a vow. They weren't a gang, they were a family forged in fire. "We aren't going there to start a fight," Ridge told them, his voice steady over the intercom before they mounted up. "We are going there to be witnesses. We are going to be the wall between that girl and the monster hurting her. Discipline is key. No shouting, no threats, just presence." What happened next stunned the entire town. A convoy of 77 motorcycles rolled through the streets, not in a chaotic mob, but in a tight, disciplined formation that commanded respect without uttering a word. They arrived at St. Mary's Hospital like a tidal wave of leather and chrome, parking in perfect rows that blocked the exit where Briggs's cruiser sat idling. When Deputy Harold Briggs stepped out, expecting to intimidate a scared teenager, he froze. Standing between him and the hospital entrance was Ridge, flanked by 76 silent sentinels. The air was thick with tension, but the bikers remained eerily calm. They formed a human corridor, their eyes locked on Briggs, communicating a single undeniable message: "You will not touch her." "You can't keep her," she sneered, trying to flash his badge. "She's my ward. These injuries were accidental." "The only accident," Ridge replied, his voice low but carrying across the pavement, "is that you haven't been caught sooner." While the bikers rotated shifts outside, creating an impenetrable barrier, Ridge worked with a pro bono attorney inside. They gathered what little evidence the terrified nurses had managed to hide. But the real breakthrough came from the Iron Sentinels themselves. 2 members, former mechanics, had inspected Briggs's truck while the deputy was distracted by the crowd. They found the truth. The brake line on Emily's bicycle hadn't just worn out, it had been cleanly cut with a wire cutter. It was attempted murder disguised as a tragic fall. The courtroom hearing the following morning was packed. The sight of 77 bikers sitting silently in the gallery, filling every row, sent a chill through the room. They weren't there to disrupt, they were there to ensure justice was served. When the photographs of the sabotage brake line were presented, along with medical reports detailing old, healed fractures on Emily's body, the facade crumbled. Briggs tried to argue, but the judge, a stern woman who had seen too many children fail the system, looked out at the sea of leather-clad guardians. She saw not criminals, but protectors. She saw a community rising up for one broken child. "The evidence is overwhelming," the judge declared, her gavel striking with finality. "Emergency custody is granted immediately to Mr. Caleb Lawson. Deputy Briggs is suspended pending a full criminal investigation." A collective exhale swept through the courtroom. Emily, small and bruised but finally safe, looked up at Ridge. For the first time in years, she didn't see fear in anyone's eyes. She saw 77 people who loved her because her father loved them. As they walked out of the courthouse, the Iron Sentinels didn't cheer, they simply nodded, forming their protective circle once more around Emily. Ridge knelt beside her, wiping a tear from her cheek. "Your dad asked me to look after you, Emily," he said softly, "and I promised, we all promised, you're never alone again." This story reminds us that kindness often wears unexpected armor, and that second chances are possible when good people stand together. If you believe in the power of loyalty and the strength of community, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more emotional stories that restore faith in humanity. Your support helps us spread hope to millions around the world. Don't forget to tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Let's see how far this message of hope can travel. Thanks for watching.